Still here.
Yeah, it's smelling here.
Upstairs?
This house, yeah, this one first. Take a look at this.
Oh no. So it looks like they did a pretty good job on the inside trim and cleaning that all up. This all looks okay.
Yeah.
Is that your bed, Addie?
It's more of our toy box.
Yeah, this is the Halcyon, Jim. That's the cold version, the cold climate version of that. So that's good news. And this is the room that has the dryer. No, yes.
Yes, dryer, washer and dryer.
Okay. And so the dryer. Oh, it does go down there in the garage. So we'll take a look at that more clearly.
Yep.
Does this have a fan?
Yeah. So that's what I was thinking probably.
That is, yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Although to be honest, half bath doesn't really need a.
I know.
What?
Chris, I have not seen this one. Who are you putting here? The producers?
Us.
Oh.
That's just us.
Okay, so
Yeah,
should I
you just
write
could.
us?
You just like Chris and Jim. Chris West is fine.
Yep. Be careful.
Nice woodwork.
That's the original.
Yeah, no, you feel it. And of course, oh hello, Pusha. Hi, sweetheart. Classic 1900s, way too low railing. We've seen them lower. We've seen them this high, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, how many people didn't fall and die
They were
for
shorter
this?
back then, right? They were.
Lower protein.
Yeah, exactly.
And is there access to the attic? I assume so.
There is. It's over
The
here.
moisture is high in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd recommend
Just took
a
showers
timer.
too.
So
Yeah.
you can get a plate that has 2 regular and then a stackable rectangle.
Yeah.
And I just bought a replacement one for my house yesterday at Home
Don't
Depot.
call me sir, it makes
And
me
you
feel
can
old.
set it for always on.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 2 hours, something like that. And then always on. And it's a great little thing. And then you should have it on an hour after you shower.
Gotcha.
So as soon as you get out of the shower, hit that thing on for 60 minutes, and it'll be much better.
Ah! I'm breaking stuff.
That's okay, I think it was just...
And this is the massage room?
It's the office and then it leads into my massage.
Okay. So we're still over the original part of the house, or we're over the garage?
Over the original part.
Okay. And this then is that.
Yep.
Okay.
So Chris,
Yes, sir.
she has to be licensed.
We are totally.
Contractors don't have to be.
I like the smell. You got a nice odor going on here, kind of cedar.
Aroma. Odor is bad. Aroma is pleasant, Chris.
We get the point.
I'm getting schooled the whole time. I never know what's going
Originally, you
on.
didn't have to have a license in the state of Vermont
Yeah.
to do
Yeah.
massage, but they just changed that a little while ago to massage and body work.
Yep.
So
Which makes
you have
sense.
to be licensed now.
My barber.
But you could
has to have
start
license
a you
to cut
could
my neck.
start a
It's
building
like
company
shape.
tomorrow and not need to be licensed.
Yeah.
That's the attic access.
Oh.
Just for this area.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
there's a big hole right here, or a vent or something.
A soffit.
Closed.
Yeah.
It basically, yeah. So when the roof melts, like ice melts on the roof, or it rains, it goes down.
So that. Okay, because you have a flat roof, it drains down to a point, and that's where it goes down. Okay.
You may want to get these labels off, at your earliest convenience, because the sun will bake them on, and later, after it's been up for a few years,
Oh, okay.
won't come down.
I didn't even realize.
It's harder to get them down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just put this down for just a second, if you don't mind.
We've definitely had issues with the roof on this thing. So I think one of the beams snapped recently, but I don't know if it's been like a while ago.
Yeah.
What
Or-
space is above here? How much do you think?
It's like this much.
Tight. So it's hard to affect any change.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm wondering if this is the actual ceiling or if there's a substrate above that. So,
There is.
Okay, there
Yeah.
is. Okay.
Yeah. So
So it's
you could go
strapped.
up there and then.
Yeah. We'll get up there.
Only thing is, Chris, I drove off and didn't remember my ladder until I was in Richmond.
Do you have a ladder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a ladder.
Sorry
Awesome.
about that.
Is it
Usually I
tall
take
enough to
it-
go up to the top though?
No.
No, just up into here.
Oh,
Once we get up
okay.
into here.
Yeah.
We just have to get into the attic. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And that's
Cool.
a pain. I mean, they just blew insulation up there.
And there's no air sealing almost positively. Yeah, we don't know
I mean,
that
all these
almost for
lights are probably
sure.
somewhat leaky.
Yeah.
So
Very, very much.
working CO, I see that.
Getting
so
smell.
It's good.
That's a good thing.
She's starting to get used to
Oh,
me.
yeah.
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 Mommy and Daddy aren't throwing them out, so they can't be so bad. Right? Good girl. Good girl.
And then that door leads to a closet, the one behind there, but that leads to the back staircase. that we're
Right,
looking at
right.
next
That
to the
makes
garage.
completely
The guy said they called it the slave staircase, and so all the slaves couldn't go through the house. So they
No
got
one's
their
called
own
it a slave
Yeah, the guy
staircase.
did. He told
servant,
me.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe servant.
I'm a BIPOC, Joe. I can say the S word. So they didn't
Well, I
want
can say
them-
the S word. I shouldn't say the N word.
Yeah,
Right. That's
they
where
didn't
I'm
want them walking
going.
through the house, so they had them come up the back stairs unless they were working.
So I did live in a house that had servants' quarters on the 3rd floor.
Servants' quarters. I like
Servants'
that.
quarters. They had rooms upstairs for the maids. There was a dumbwaiter. It was not.
Mentally challenged service lift.
yeah.
Ouch.
Aroma.
Yeah.
That's just another
Yeah.
storage area.
We do this all the time, by the way.
We're very
Closet,
nosy.
storage area. I don't know how you prefer.
Well, you know, it's possible that the rooms back here did provide access for the help, right? But however we want to name that.
Sorry for the messy.
No, please.
No, we just went to California and got back a little while ago.
Oh, what part?
So we stayed in Temecula.
Okay.
And we went
I grew up in San Diego, so I know the
Oh,
area.
yep, that's where we flew in.
Went to the zoo.
And we went
Oh, yeah. Pretty
that
impressive.
was awesome.
3 years since I've been there.
Dan Hanna died recently, that guy who was always on.
Really?
Yeah, he was old.
Yeah, he had cancer or something.
Yeah, but he was also old. But he was the guy who was always on Good Morning America with the
Oh,
with the
yeah.
animals. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they did
Yeah.
that. They brought him on now and then to show, like, certain animals. stuff.
Okay. I'm not seeing anything that's
Nothing on the ceilings.
really
Yeah.
giving me pause.
We did find a spider the other day.
They're sweet.
Downstairs.
I don't know if I don't think spiders have enough cells to be sweet, but we need them.
And then right in the closet too, it kind of leans forward. I don't know.
Leans
No.
forward.
Well,
You're saying the wall is a bit out of
the
true?
wall's a bit out of true because it pushes all my stuff forward.
Oh.
We're gonna get shelves put on there.
We didn't notice from the outside anything weird with the wall,
Okay.
so it could be just when they put the sheetrock up on top.
Uneven flooring.
You can tell by the depth here
Yeah.
that they put sheetrock on top of plaster lath,
Yeah.
right? This should be another ½ inch deeper, the reveals on this.
Right.
So I can tell just by looking at it that they did, maybe when they did that one, the underlying surface was not quite true and they just
Yeah.
slapped it up there.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, this house has moved too since the work too that they've done because I mean this door used to shut and now it sticks.
Bit of movement.
So
Do you have your ladder?
Yep.
Because we would like to get up here first
Yep.
before we do
For
any
sure.
work. If there's vermiculite, we can't really do the test, the blower test.
The blower doors. We can do a lot more, but
Basically, it's a
we,
granular
of course you can see the
insulation.
slope.
I'm feeling
Okay,
it.
so you could get it into
That
a
was the
bag
low
and it poured
part.
into voids and it filled everything. Problem is, it filled everything. So getting rid of it is a problem because what happened is 80% of it was mined in Libby, Montana, out of one mine, and veins of vermiculite crossed over where you had veins of asbestos, but they just mined it all.
Yeah.
So it's not that the vermiculite's bad,
Oh, it's like
it's the
mixed with
asbestos.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
So then we got to see if that's there because we don't want to pull a bunch of air through and out of the attic and through your house and have fibers in the house then.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There.
What's the cat's name?
That's Jinx.
Hi, Jinx.
Jinx is not a people person.
Oh, she's like, hi.
Yeah, she's antisocial.
Hi. No, she seems okay. Hi, sweetie.
She was born on Halloween. That's why she's a Jinx.
Hi. The dog's a bit jumpy and stuff.
Well, yeah, her and the dog don't get along super well. We had her when we first bought the house, and then
You got the
we
dog.
only had Addie for a year and a half, and then
Hi.
all of a sudden she's like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
Chilling, and then
I had that with my
listening.
cat. We got new cats and she hates me for it to this day. It's been 3 years. She's still not okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice, Lada. Good. Let's move the fan.
I think it'll fit, but I moved it back, but it's okay.
Okay, I'm gonna get out of the way so we can.
Yeah, it's just because we have the heat pump right there, so we've been using the fan to
Distribute
Sure.
it. Yeah, yeah.
go in here instead of putting up our air conditioner.
And you shouldn't have to with that heat pump right there, right? You're exactly right. It should just allow for.
Oh.
Yeah, it does.
Do you want us to move the table? Will that help?
I think we're good.
Oh,
Thank you, though.
Okay, strap ceiling, not surprising.
Mm-hmm.
Big void.
Yeah.
It's actually an inch.
So they did put 2x4s up for the strapping. Looks like.
Looks like it to me.
Yeah.
Is that what holds the ceiling?
Yeah, well, so there's an original ceiling that was plaster lath, just like what you saw in the basement. And in order to put a nice, clean
There are a
sheetrock
lot
up.
of winged things up here.
There's bats up there?
Airplanes.
Oh, somebody grab that. Somebody grab it. There you go.
I thought I'd catch your attention.
Bats would be awesome.
Yeah.
Would have surprised me. I
You
didn't
probably have
hear
less
anything.
spiders.
Yeah, you're
There you
right.
go.
Oh, and no, wait, we got the whole.
The whole
Jeez.
collection.
The limits and
I'm taking this to Pawn Stars.
Yeah. Well, we don't go up there very often.
No, you
so.
shouldn't. It's completely understandable. So the downside with that strapping is that it
Find
makes
anybody
it
up
hard to air seal, right? Because so warm air rises, as we were saying before, and it pushes up against the top pressure plane, which is this surface.
Right.
And any place that air can push up through holes and gaps, where you have lights, where you have recessed lights, where you have a fan, where you have a hole like the attic hatch that isn't air sealed, that air is going up and out of your house, and that depressurizes the house, and the house repressurizes at the lowest point, which is your basement.
So
you get
it
this.
squishes in.
So the air goes out, causes a lack of pressure, and it sucks the outside air at the lowest point where the pressure difference is the greatest.
Yeah.
It's called the stack effect. And in order to stop that, what we'd like to do is get a good air seal on this plane. Well, if you have 1.5 inches of space there, it's hard to get a good air seal.
Yeah, right.
And Jim is digging down to see if there's any indication of vermiculite.
Hint, hint.
He knows. How's it look up there? How's the inside? How's it? He's very quiet. Cat got your tongue?
No.
Where are you, Jinx?
As a builder, I'm looking at several other things.
You're Jim the Builder?
Jim the
I
Builder.
used to call you?
Jim the Builder. So when I was doing Bob the Builder when my kids were small, I lived in the Netherlands. So I know all the songs in Dutch. Bob de Bouwer, kunnen wij het maken? Bob de Bouwer, now and off.
Now they may have purposely framed this to come to an inflection point in the middle of the roof for drainage. Okay, if there's a drain right in the middle, but you said there's a drain in the back for that other one.
I think there's 2.
Okay, so if there's a drain here, that makes sense around the chimney, but they put these purlins here or supports. This one here, I'll just give you an example of what it's not doing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's not really it's supporting air.
Yeah.
It's not supporting the beam.
Oh, it's
that's
not
why there could have
attached.
been a cracked beam.
Yeah, that's
No,
why you're
that's
probably noticing
possible.
some movement and such like that. Plus, where that fascia is missing outside, I'm seeing daylight.
Okay.
So it's coming right into the attic with a void big enough for
wow.
bats to come in, it appears.
Yeah.
Now, the makeup of the ceiling. Sheetrock. 1.5 void, which the mice are so thankful for because they get to stay below the cold space. Then lath. Then, strapping lath. Then on top of that, you have chopped up fiber. It looks like it was probably mineral wool at one point in time. And then also a thin layer of fiberglass with paper on the back. Then on top of that, you have cellulose. The only good part is I didn't see vermiculite, so there's probably not. But there is an amalgamation of things that just aren't installed appropriately. You might as well take the insulation and put it in the garage because there's just so much pathway for air to leak and everything else. It's just not. It can't perform effectively. It's doing something.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but it's not being as effective as it could be.
Yep. Okay.
So what insulates in any insulation is trapped gas, right? And with most insulation is trapped air. If you get something like an EPS or an XPS, the blue board, that gas is trapped in small vacuoles in the board, and it's not always air, it's a blowing agent, carbon dioxide or something else. But most insulation, like fiberglass and cellulose, they trap air. And as long as the air that's in there, because your house heats that up, stays sitting, it's a good insulator. But once wind gets through it, that's called wind washing, that blows the warm air out, and then your house has to heat up the new air that's trapped in there, and then it gets blown out again. So, and with all of these pathways, you've got cold air running under the insulation, and that insulation is just not able to be effective. So what we're suspecting, I don't know if you've ever noticed if your heads are cold when you're up here in the winter.
No.
They said it's more hot up here though during the summer,
In
so
the-
that's an indicator to me.
Definitely that we'd expect to be hot up here in the summer. Not on a day like this. This part of the summer's been nuts. So I'm gonna go up there with my little. I'll put it down over here near the Armada.
Yeah.
You were in an attic for a couple weekends.
You wanted gold?
Yeah.
We found it.
Yeah, exactly.
We were a couple weekends ago. Same thing. We got up there and there was the old high school pictures and yearbooks and stuff. Gosh, I had no idea.
So this is a really interesting attic because it is almost a flat roof.
Yep.
And flat roofs, yeah, you can see the whole pitch. Did you check to see if any of this moisture is active? It doesn't look like it.
It didn't appear to be.
And I don't see any real durability. I don't see mold. Is that mold? That's mold. Yeah, there's some mold on the sheathing here.
Did you notice in the? Have you ever been up there during the winter?
No.
Okay. I was just wondering if the backside of the roof gets frosted because if warm moisture.
And this is what Jim was talking about, that this piece should be, this piece here should be supporting that, but it's completely unattached. And that's where Jim said he could see the daylight there. Okay.
Yeah, frost. Yeah, it'll be obvious.
Frost on the nails.
On the nails first, but then you can also be on the sheeting.
Does that
Alright,
also
what do you mean by the
cause frost
sheathing?
heaves in the ceiling?
Not in the ceiling necessarily, but you have the whole dynamic of the
Certainly there's
house.
plenty of room up here for
And
insulation.
then if moisture's in there for expansion and contraction, so that causes the building to move. Plus snow load at the same time. So all these different factors play into it. It's not one item. It's several items.
I've got 3+ feet as far as headroom is concerned, right? If we wanted to have
In this situation, your best bet, honestly, is to get every bit of that insulation. And so what you would do is, because last year and all the associated boards, all the plumbing is gone on. So they made these penetrations. They never sealed it. Is to get all that out of there so you can see the depth.
So here we go.
And there is insulation vacuums.
I'm up here taking a look at what's going on under the insulation, and I'm finding
Place for 1 to 2 inches of spray foam.
roofing material.
And that can seal all of
So,
those, get you a nice substrate.
As usual, when the people were doing the work, they didn't.
On top of that. But don't do it all in foam, because all that foam would be too expensive. Just get a great air
I'll
seal.
put this away from here.
Weird areas.
So you can air seal the attic and air seal, well, spray foam the
Basement.
basement.
Yeah, so basically, the biggest in a building, you have your A, B, C's of air seal. A for attic, B for basement, C for secret area of the house. Those are usually as to how to follow the course of action for work. Because first, the warm, buoyant air that can push out.
Times August 1967, ladies and gentlemen.
And as it pushes out,
Yep.
it depressurizes the house. But natural physics says that the house wants to get equalized.
So that line is for the bath fan.
So usually attic first. But in your case where there's moisture, you don't want to cap off the attic and then all of a sudden trap more moisture in the whole house because you create a mold factory. So if there's a compelling reason to say go B first, then A.
What is that coming all the way around?
B first, then A, and then the
Okay, that's a stack. That's fine. That.
simple caulking, things like that.
What is that?
Other than that, though, I think you're doing the right measures, the right course of action.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, well, there's more than 3 feet of room here, so we can certainly get lots of insulation up here, but we'll definitely want to do a skim coat
Yes.
in order to get an air seal.
So have them rip all the insulation out of there, suck it all out,
And the piece is right behind you, Chris.
Yep.
A little bit of spray foam.
You mean the piece of sheetrock? That's the attic hatch?
Yeah, you want to use the attic hatch too. They throw it off the attic dam, which is basically nothing more than plywood that goes up, screwed together, and then that way the additional insulation.
Nope. I
doesn't
got it.
pour
Thank
back
you,
down.
though. So there you go. Troubling times.
Joe, when you found
Yeah,
newspaper
what's it
from
say?
December.
There's more of it right there if you want to
the funnies
dig it up.
down here.
It's the funnies, yep. And someone didn't even try to do the crossword.
Little people puzzle.
Let's see if we can go take a look at that back one.
Yeah, absolutely.
That one is a little tricky. I'm
That's
gonna
okay.
warn you.
We're up for tricky.
Okay. Because
Yeah, that's okay, Joe. Chris is going up there, not me.
you can't get that piece off without taking the boards down.
Yep. Yep.
So, and getting those boards back up there is a bit of a bitch. But I think now that I screw them in, it should be a little easier.
You're talking about the 1x3 that you have holding that. Yeah.
Yes.
There you go, Jim. He's all ready for us.
So yeah, the screws are a little easier. The ceiling is very.
Oh, I got a lick. Thank you very much, darling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Here.
I want to mark those.
Where they go?
Yeah.
I think Joe's got it. He's got the A, B, C.
Yeah, not me. I got the ZYX.
So yeah, that should be okay. I think
You should be able to slide it out then.
maybe. There's that nail right there
find
that
out.
is kind of preventing it. There you go.
Okay.
Good luck getting on.
Thank you, sir. Oh, and this is a little strip of resistance heat you have here, electric?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, just baseboard.
Just to bump the...
yeah, because there's
yep.
no vent.
And another one. So I think you're fighting pretty hard to keep this. You're putting a lot of BTUs, like you said, into this room in the winter to keep it comfortable.
Probably, yeah.
And part of that is the floor.
Yep.
And part of it's going to be this and the stack effect and all that.
Yeah, because when it was just the screened in porch, I think all it was like a layer of wood and a layer of rug.
Getting some real bounce too.
So
I know.
But it's,
No
Jim,
substrate. It's just this. So there is no
and no insulation
6 to 8.
of loose fill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's active. Well, I can't say it's active. There's
no-
knob and tube everywhere, and I don't see terminations.
Okay.
are terminations like poop?
No,
Well,
terminations
we're-
is where we see it cut off. So so knob and tube, if you don't know, is how they originally did electricity.
Right.
They did now when you get a cable, it's got a white wire, a black wire, and sometimes a copper wire. That's the ground, right? The black wire is where electricity is pushed to you. The white wire is when it's coming back, and that's all in one cable. They used to do it in two separate ones, and that stuff.
Okay.
Although if you leave it in place and don't touch it and nothing doesn't move, the insulation they put around it was cotton. And 100 years later,
That could
that just falls
burn.
off.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't burn them necessarily because it needs a spark, but it's certainly, if you touch it at all, it crumbles off. And then you
Yeah.
have an exposed live wire.
yeah.
Not a great
I'm gonna
idea.
go check for my voltage tester. See
Okay,
if I have it on
yeah,
board.
yep. I'm going to get up here with my eyeballs and
Yeah.
see where we're at.
I don't know if you can see the beam that cracked too, but
I'll take a look, see what
really
I
your,
get my head up here. It might be worth it to,
yeah,
it might be worth it to consider redoing this entire assembly.
I would say so too.
Yeah.
We were looking at that. Just ripping off the roof and putting a new one on.
Oh, that's an idea too.
What do you mean by entire assembly?
I was talking about the ceiling. I'm not sure if the roof needs to be replaced. I see what you're saying about some of the, it's like somebody stepped on it and a couple of the boards broke.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got clear daylight to the outside there.
Oh, you do?
On that side, yeah, complete daylight.
Huh.
And there's, like Jim was saying, there's nothing here. This is the ceiling.
Yeah.
And this is strapping, and this is a ceiling they put in. So
Yeah.
originally, I wish I could get, I'm just a little too big to get back up high enough to see what, come on, Chris, you can do it.
So what would you recommend?
So I'll tell you what I recommend, but first I'd just like to get the camera up and in to see if it can see what that daylight is. No, I don't think I can see that. Interesting. Bringing a 3-season part of your house into the whole house is a tricky thing that most people think isn't tricky.
Yeah. I believe it.
I'm glad you're not living in this room, and I'm glad that Stephanie has the opportunity to heat it up before her customers come. And I'm glad that they changed the rules so that she can have business again. But I'm also concerned with this.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Right. So we might want to look into looking in the basement, in the garage, and seeing exactly, because I think the supports are this way, so that's like a 30-foot run.
Right.
Right. So maybe a support beam across at some point to pick that up is an idea. So we'll look at that as well.
I didn't like that either.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. So Jim's just going to check to make sure the knob and tube is dead. And while he's doing that, I'm going to start taking measurements around the house. Because I need to... We didn't find vermiculite anywhere, which means we can do a blower door test. Which is awesome.
What's vermiculite?
No vermiculite.
No, what is it?
So vermiculite, you've seen it before. It's a kind of a shiny little... squares almost of insulation, and it's a mined material, and when they mined it in a vermiculite often grows in the same type of conditions or deposits in the same types of conditions as asbestos. So a lot of vermiculite has asbestos in it. Vermiculite itself is great, it's fine. But when it's mixed with asbestos, then we have a problem. I know. And the cat was coming out to say hi. Jinx was saying hi. And then you went, ha, ha, ha. And the cat says, too much movement. I can't handle it. I can't handle it. I think you're awesome. I don't know what the cat's talking about.
Well, the good news is we redid that room before the huge wood increase.
Oh, the price changes. It's coming back down. I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah,
but it's certainly...
I hope so.
Well, at one point it was $1,700 per 1,000 board feet.
Yeah.
And it started off at $250 before.
Yeah.
So we're back down to, like $350, $400 per 1,000 board feet.
Wow, that's
and
better.
it's kind of like a flood in a river. It takes a while for that to get to you. Yeah. Okay. I might have one in my car. Give me a second. Give me an opportunity to swap out my battery in the camera as well. And then I can get to... Hi!
Natty girl, it's okay. You're being a good girl now.
Awesome girl. What a good puppy. Yeah, hi. Hi. Are you gonna say hi now? Yeah, you can say hi now. Almost. No, that's cool. I know I have something, Jim.
I have 2 of them, but not one here.
Okay. I did have something, and that's not gonna do it. It's like one of those. No. I don't see it in here either. Okay, I'm gonna